Hello to my Aquarius. Aquarius, as you all can see, all the cards are laid out here on the table. It's because I did your reading and then my camera decided to do the mannequin challenge. So we're going to go back through your reading and give you a recap. For those of you all who are inquiring about the oil, you can get it on my Etsy store at queenonmonra.com. Let's dive into your reading though. Let's focus on you. Let's focus 100% on you. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, my information is down below. So like I said, my camera decided to do the mannequin challenge, right? The robot, but the mannequin challenge, right? So let's get back into your reading. So let me give you a recap. Let me pick up all these cards and we'll put these cards back out here. I'm gonna make sure I put these to the side so you all can see everything that came out before. The camera decided to do the boogie woogie and stopped. All right, so we are still in eclipse season, right? So it is continuing to ripple through. It's continuing to clearing the old and awakening the new. And so this is what we saw that Spirit wanted you to see. First card that came out of the deck is everything I learned will be used for my life's purpose, right? We started out with your card, Aquarius, right? And so very powerful sign. You know, Spirit highlights hope, renewal, and divine alignment. And so you are being guided into clarity about some things. Remember, you shine bright in dark spaces. You could have even had an encounter with another Aquarius, right? But the challenge is the Seven of Swords here. And the challenge is honesty and authenticity. And so Spirit asks you to release self-deception and see the truth clearly about some things. Not sure what that means for you all. I'm going to go down a list of questions, 12 questions that I have got from this book, Heart Chakra Test. If you all want to know what book it is, drop a line below. I don't have a problem sharing that with you all. I want to see if I can actually put it in the, if I can tag it, like I tag the names of the card. If I can tag it, then I'm going to tag the book, okay? Because y'all don't see any books on the table, right? Like usually you would see a different setup. You see a book in the background, whatever. The Hermit card is a light for you could have come on in Hermit mode, just like it could have come on for another Aquarius in Hermit mode, right? And so this is the root or something, right? So at the root lies wisdom. And so Spirit calls you to withdraw, reflect, and anchor your guidance in inner truth about something, right? And the past influence would have been the Ten of Swords. Now, usually with the Ten of Swords, you have 10 swords in your back, you're bleeding out somewhere, you know. I'm just kind of envisioning this dramatic scene in a movie where there's 10 swords in somebody's back, and you know how they do, they're very dramatic in the movie theaters. I mean, in movies where the person's head is just like going from side to side to side to side to side to side to side. You know how dramatic movies are, right? So, but clearly this person is thriving, right? Everybody has that definition of thriving because only you know what you were like when you were in survival mode, right? So I think that's subjective. But Source is saying, you know, you have had, only you know what it takes to heal a sword wound in your back, especially when you let people get really, really close. You all are known for your friendliness, Aquarius, but when you let people get really close and then you find out they played a part in, or they had some role in delivering that last sword in your back, that can be like, whoa. So some kind of revelation may come about where you are shocked as to whose spirit is behind that last sword being, you know, in your back. You may be shocked. I mean, like eyes bugged out, shocked, like gasping, grabbing pearls, all of this going on, right? But you're not a fool. You're not a fool. You're embarking on a new journey. Only you know. And in the previous reading where you only see my hands moving and you don't hear any sound in the back, so it's like I'm doing the robot in the you know, but you don't hear any sounds, so you don't know if I'm dancing or what am I doing. I'm going to give you the questions for the heart chakra test that I got out of this book. First question is, are you considerate of those around you? Only you know that. Because if you let somebody else judge you by that, you see this judgment card here, then they may have a different opinion of you, right? Based on a past experience with another Aquarius they either didn't get along with, they don't like, somebody stabbed them in the back, and you didn't do anything to them. They could have been saying, I had another Aquarius friend, or I dated an Aquarius, or I was married to an Aquarius, or my oldest child who's an Aquarius. They may pull from a dark experience. They may pull from a low vibrating experience with an Aquarius and already judged you, prejudged you, impulsive, right? Before even getting to know you. Remember, the heart chakra is developed starting at the age of 22, right? So yeah, that's barely out of teenage years. So that right there lets you know that somebody already saw you. All you're looking at is the physical, what they heard, what somebody told them, what was said behind your back, right? So somebody may have a totally different view of you now, because a light is turning on for them. Like, okay, they're not like any other Aquarius. Well, no sign is like another sign. You have some things the signs have in common, but everybody has a completely different auric layer. That's your fingerprint, and you have a totally different birth chart. Even twins have a different birth chart. So I did a whole birth chart series on my knowledge channel, right? So somebody now seeing that you're thriving behind closed doors and seeing how much you all have in common. Like I said, you can forgive people and still not forget. What's interesting is we're coming up on the first quarter moon in Capricorn, right? Where the parts of your body that could be affected is your backbone, your joints, your knees, your skin, your hair, right? So you want to start, one, you can download a free moon calendar on your cell phone. There's plenty of, I don't know what everybody's phone is around the world, but you can download a free app. And what's going to be of importance is your 6th house. We have 12 houses. And your 6th house is going to be of importance. 6th house speaks to your health and well-being. That's your physical and mental health, right? And 6th house is a house of work and service. And this is here we humble ourselves and, to task at hand, the daily routines, duties, maintenance, to put food on the table, really, and keep your body and mind in good working order, right? So this speaks to your daily work, whatever kind of job you have. I don't know if people telework or whatever. Ever since Ovid and the pandemic, y'all know the other missing letters, right? We got to be careful with YouTube, because next thing you know, we'll have 2,500, commercials talking about that, right? And then also it speaks to routines and rituals. It also speaks to service, also speaks to health. So I feel like some people heard something, people making disparaging comments about you behind your back, right? And somebody just decided to just be in receiving mode. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the communication and messenger planet, right? Somebody just decided, okay, they know you because they know all Aquarius. Like, that's basically like a person saying they judging all Aquarius. So remember for purposes of timeline, right? Mercury went retrograde first this year, March 15th. It went retrograde in Aries, which is a fire sign, right, for March 15th. So think back if you all have been keeping your journals and calendars and all of that other stuff and all of that, right? And we do have e-journals, by the way, on my website. E-journals, right? Electronic journals. So if you've been journaling, then you can narrow it down to who wants to have access back into your life. You can narrow it down. So it went retrograde March 15th through April 7th first, right? So it went retrograde March 15th, 2025 in Aries, and then went station direct on April the 8th, and then it went retrograde again in Leo, right? On July 18th, then it went station direct August 12th. The next time it goes retrograde will be November 9th until November 25th. But it'll go retrograde on November 9th in Sagittarius fire sign. So all that fire in terms of communication, you're an air sign and it goes retrograde in a fire sign. It like gives you a boost of fire behind you, right? And just how you communicate. It may make you more confident, right? In how you communicate, right? It doesn't really matter what your moon sign is, which is just as important as your sun sign, but it makes everybody more confident in how they communicate, right? So whereas your energy could be directed outward in how you communicate and being more confident and more bold, even in humility, even after you prayed about something, and you could have been structured and authoritative in how you prayed, not aggressive. It could have been received a certain way, right? Just so we're crystal clear. If a person already comes in feeling like they have an issue with Aquarius, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. Your confidence can be received as arrogance for a person who doesn't really know you, or who doesn't see that you're going through your own powerful transformation and learning how to be more confident in your communication. Okay, so I already gave you the dates for that, right? So let's go to the heart chakra test. First question, are you considerate of those around you? This, only you know that, right? You're not even going to overthink this. Second question is, are you open and trusting with strangers? Third question is, do you enjoy sharing with others? That could be, sharing your chicken sandwich or sharing your deepest, darkest secrets. Sharing, right? Sharing is caring. The fourth question is, do you make cultivating your relationships a high priority? Fifth question would be, are you able to forgive everyone who wronged you? Forgiving and forgetting are not the same. They're two different things. You can forgive people, but not carry other people's emotions up the side of a mountain. And I'm saying specifically mountain because the moon, first quarter moon, is going to be in Capricorn. They are sea goats, right? C-S-E-A, emotion. Somebody can have a sea of emotions about something that they want you to carry up the side of a mountain as you're ascending. When I say up the side of a mountain, it's ascending, right? Also, we notice here in your cards are a lot of birds. You may be seeing a lot of birds. Your ancestors are trying to get a message to you. You see birds here as well. See all of these birds here. What's going to be really important when you're looking for signs is when you're looking for messages from, your ancestors and things like that, or just any kind of messages, is not just through your dreams, but also through anything that stands out. You go somewhere and you see a lot of birds, right? If you happen to know the name of a bird, then you can go to Google and just type in the spiritual symbolism of whatever the bird is, right? If you see a pigeon or raven or a cardinal or blue jay or whatever other kind of bird, just type it in. What's the spiritual significance of that, right? Fifth question is, are you able to forgive everyone who wrongs you? The sixth question is, are you generous? I don't know, whatever that means to you. Seventh question is, do you frequently feel gratitude and count your blessings? Eighth question is, do you love most people? Ninth question is, are you able to easily extend an attitude of compassion to others and yourself? 10th question was, do you make a daily effort? Do you make a daily effort to make the people around you feel better? And then 11th question is, do you hug and cuddle others every day? What I said in your previous video before, my camera decided to do the mannequin challenge and make me look like I was doing a robot. Is, if you're single or you're in this in-between stage where you're just kind of healing, right? And you're thriving behind closed doors, that's maybe one way that you heal, because you're ruled by two planets. Uranus, which is currently retrograde. So both of your planets are out here. Uranus is currently retrograde until next year. Saturn is also retrograde, right? Saturn's a very serious planet. And so traditionally, it's a traditional planet. Both of these are outer planets. They're generational planets, but this was a traditional planet. So you may say, you're starting a whole new tradition, is that you forgive. You're able to separate forgiveness and forgetting, right? So some people put those together. Can you forgive and forget? Let's just let bygones be bygones, right? But only you know how long it's taking you to heal from a sword wound. You got to remember how deep a sword wound cuts, right? Think about a sword, right? First of all, you would have to feel something kind of comfortable with an energy to even let somebody get that close to you, to talk about certain things, to whatever, even though you all are a very friendly sign. One person may think, oh, that's cold, you open up, but then you can't forgive. I mean, I don't know, that's up to you, right? Saturn goes goes station direct on November 29th of this year, and then Uranus, like I said, so you're going to be out of your spaceship for quite some time, you know, while you're, like I said, boots on the ground, because something was really designed to make you look like a fool, like a complete fool, right? And so again, if you are thinking about something new, like in terms of tradition and just a new tradition, some things are not funny. Some things are not fun. Some things are not funny. You were preyed upon, some kind of impulsive action here. 16, 1 and 6 is 7. Just like I did for the 25th, right? So 25, what was it? 9, 25, 25. And so you go back and watch that video, and that's for the collective reading. And I share with you the light and shadow side of the number 25. You can apply it to this here. 16, 1 and 6 is 7. You can also apply it to 7 of swords as well. 2 and 5, 7, right? So you can go back and watch that previous video as well. Bottom line is, you're doing something new. You're breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. So this is where other people don't get to decide, Aquarius, whether you're a man or woman, it doesn't matter. And I feel like maybe Aquarius men may be a little bit more vocal than Aquarius women, you know, whereas Aquarius man may just let you have it. I mean, whew, they may just take it there verbally. Aquarius woman may just say, you know what, you just need to heal. You're just cutting people off. And it may seem like it's cold as ice, but remember, Uranus, this planet right here, is a cold planet, right? And so for you, you may need some time to kind of sort of even warm up to an idea. But guess what? You're not letting people overstep a boundary and force you to hurry up and warm up to anything. So you got to enforce boundaries, Aquarius. If you decide, hey, that's the end of that, there's a judgment card. It seemed like there was an obsession going on with find out what was going on behind closed doors to a point of making you look like a fool. And on some cards here, there's a dog on some cards here. I want to say it's the Modern Witch deck, and with another deck, I think it's a dog on the. So if you had pets, somebody bringing in that energy of like that determination of rushing you into just kind of like almost bum rushing you, you know, into like wanting to get behind closed doors to find out if you're thriving, how you're thriving, what you're doing, attacking your 6th house. Remember, that's your health and your well-being. So if somebody brings in, what's attached to this right here is death, right? If somebody brings that spirit in there that we need to find out and what's going on, this spirit of obsession, that's what's attached to the judgment card. But also what's attached to the judgment card is death. And also Scorpio is ruled by Mars. This is the Tower card and the judgment card. Somebody brought a spirit of death behind closed doors. That level of stress could have caused you to be stressed out. Like, well, wait a minute, you're thriving. What's going on? It's almost like somebody getting caught in a sting, like a scorpion sting, right? And so something could have been completely stressful on your system. Could have been completely stressful on your physical and your mental health, right? So no, you're rising above judgment of others and what they think about you and how long it should take for you to heal from something, because some people made some impulsive statements about you that really literally lowered your self-worth, publicly lowered your self-worth, and lowered your financial situation significantly. People talking about somebody linking up. This right here looks like the number 8, right? People talking about somebody linking up really lowered you. This is the equivalent to, just so we can add some context to this. This would be like somebody saying that. Let me give y'all an example. I'm gonna give y'all a personal example, right? So when I left one job and I started focusing on just my business. I had saved up enough money, just like through like retirement money, right? Saved up. You can save up through, different, depending on where you work or whatever, right? But you don't tell people that you're putting away. But that should not be common knowledge. Like, that should not be common knowledge, okay? That, a portion of your paycheck and your job goes to whatever, right? Some people have 401k, some people have TSP, some people have whatever, depending on where you work or whatever. That would not be common knowledge. That should not be common knowledge. That is what you do for you, right? And I could tell you during COVID, and I said the word, I said I was not going to say that because now we may get 1,000 commercials. I hope not. But that would be equivalent, and I'm going to remove myself from the equation here, right? So part of the reason that you're thriving behind closed doors, whoever you are, and a lot of people miss this about Aquarius because they're so focused on Uranus, that your planet Uranus, which is a very rebellious planet, they forget that you are also ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a very serious, hard-working planet. You and Capricorns are ruled by Saturn. It's a very hard-working planet. I mean, that's why, well, in your previous video, I'm going to say it here. That's why you said you got to be careful with being a workaholic. What I will add is in my previous job, before I left my job, I had not taken a vacation in probably, and I can't be 100% because I have to really, really seriously think about it. I can't remember taking a vacation ever working on a job that I worked. I know at least for 10, 12 years, I probably never took a vacation. And some people are like that. Their vacations consist of, okay, well, you got the weekend. Okay, find something close to where you live, and that's your vacation. But I'm talking about like getting on a plane, flying, going somewhere, whatever. Let me remove myself back out of this. So somebody was really trying to make you look like a complete fool here, right? And I'm quite sure a lot of you all can relate to this. By the time you get to thriving, right, and people are talking about you behind your back and sticking sword wounds in your back, before we get to the 10 of swords is 9 of swords. That's nightmares, right? After all the nightmares you may have gone through in your workplace and personal professional life, being friendly and people misunderstanding it for something, whatever the case, right? Some people thought that they had an idea about Aquarius, about who you are, whether you're a man or woman Aquarius, and decided to judge you, to bring judgment down on you. Now people are realizing, oh my God, I was wrong about this Aquarius. Whoever you are, doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. None even really matter. But Source is now balancing you out. Source is now balancing your finances out because people are going through karma. Nobody even stopped to get to the root of anything. Obviously, you don't see any root card. You don't see any pentacles here. Nobody. Just right here, 2 of pentacles. That's at the 2nd of pentacles. But there's Ace of pentacles before that, meaning nobody got to the root of something. Somebody just decided, okay, let's use whoever was holding the last sword. Who could get that close to Aquarius? That could have been your husband, your wife, your partner, your kids, your best friend, whoever can get to, after you've gone through 9 of swords, who can get that close to Aquarius to deliver the last blow? That's what I want y'all to think about. These questions are not for them. These questions are for you. They're for you. If you know that first question, that you're considerate of those around you, that's not even open for discussion. So I'm not sure exactly what you'll be learning and using for your life's purpose, because I feel like as an air sign, things have been coming to you through the air. Like I said, if you see birds, a lot of birds, please take a minute wherever you are, because you're high vibrational, right? And I need y'all to sit down and type in, just go to Google It's not even, you don't even need to overthink this. Just go to Google and say, you know, the spiritual symbolism of whatever the type of bird is. It could be a blue jay, a red robin, or whatever other kind of bird, a pigeon, a raven, a crow, whatever. But you're getting all kinds of downloads and messages. Somebody had an idea about a star, about an Aquarius, whether you're a man or woman. I don't know who you are because I'm just reading the cards here. The challenge is the Seven of Swords, right? Challenge is honesty and authenticity, right? Somebody thought you were talking about somebody behind their back, whatever. Again, thought and knowing, two different things, right? Don't know you from a can of paint. The root is somebody went into hermit mode. You could be a hermit. You could be a person who is very much a homebody, right? Somebody else could be a homebody as well, but a light turned on for them about you. No relevance whatsoever, because only you know you better than whatever. You're better than whoever somebody else knows you. You know yourself better than your parents know you. You know yourself better than your kids know you. You know yourself better than your spouse knows you. You know you, right? So spouse, partner, whoever, best friends, you know you better than anybody else. The conscious influence or the past influence, like here, would be the Ten of Swords, right? Like I said, you're thriving behind closed doors. Continue thriving behind closed doors, however long it takes you to heal. Take your salt baths, your whatever you're doing to pour onto yourself. That would be your moon sign, by the way. See this moon right here? Your moon sign would be like how you're healing from the sword wounds in your back. There's always two sides of the sword. Somebody else could have a different version of their truth than you. Only truth that matters is yours. The truth, right? Source, yours, theirs. Okay. However they would handle something, that's on them. However you handle it is on you. You're not trying to overstep your bounds into their universe. Okay. If you forgive your definition of forgiveness, and you say, hey, you forgive, let's just hit a reset button and let's start over. Wonderful. But if you say, I don't want to hit a reset button, I'm fine. You can stay over there and I'll stay over here. That's also fine too. Don't overthink it. Whoever you are, don't need to overthink it. If you decide the answer is yes for you, it's yes. If you decide no, it's no. Okay, that's the end of that. But you don't have to overthink it. Somebody is sitting somewhere analyzing with precision every little thing that you're saying. That all into itself for an Aquarius is weird. For an Aquarius, because you're a divine masculine sign. It doesn't matter what physical body you're in. Somebody could talk directly to you, not sit back and analyze every little thing that you're saying with precision, ready to get into an argument. Well, you said this on this date, and on that date you said such and such, and I got a feeling that my feelings are never wrong. Okay, they can argue with a wall. So here's the judgment card here. Right, so a karmic awakening is near, and so this week may bring revelations that call you to step fully into your soul's truth. Right, you've learned how to rise above judgment. Right, whoever you are, coming out of the flesh and rise above judgment. You're not a fool. Somebody knows exactly who was behind delivering a last sword in your back. Like I said, it could have been a spouse that came home and just the spirit of death was all over them. You know, something about their energy shifted the atmosphere behind closed doors. It could have been a spouse. It could have been your kids. It could have been, if you've been journaling, it could have been your partner. It could have been your best friend. Whoever delivered that last sword, they brought 9 other spirits in there. That was conversation going on about you. Okay, so anybody who thinks that they can better analyze you than you, you could be dealing with a person who has who is a perfectionist, but what they're not considering is the human factor. You're in human form. You're not a spreadsheet. You're not some inanimate object, right? You're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, right? So even the human being that thinks they're the most perfect human being is flawed. Remember, we're in human form. These vehicles that we use to get around in, right? These are flawed, right? meaning that there's temptation. Somebody could have had a horrible relationship with an Aquarius and judging all Aquarius by that. So, you know, that's not, yeah. There is, like I said, this is how you perceive yourself to be. Now, if you're a woman, you're not going to perceive yourself as a white man. Obviously, if you're a black man, you're not going to perceive, or if you're a white woman, you're not going to perceive yourself as a white man. Obviously, with tarot, it's genderless. So that was just a little joke, but it's genderless, right? With tarot, but you do perceive yourself as someone who is clear-minded and discerning, and so Spirit affirms your clarity, but also asks you to lead with wisdom and compassion, right? So the Tower card for you would be environment and influences, right? A lot of things could be going through the air. You could be talking to a lot of different people. Somebody recommended a really, really good book to me that I've read, and I was like, whoa, that book is really triggering. I won't say the title of the book, right? Every time somebody recommends a book, I go, why that book in particular? So when you're reading something, that's your eye gate. When you're hearing something, that's your ear gate, right? So you could be around situations where you could be reading something. Like y'all would see in my previous videos, I had books all on the table, right? And that could come out in a lot of different ways, right? It can come out in a lot of different ways because that's the frequency that you're on. You're reading something and you're like, oh my God, like right now, there's like, what, 2-3 books that I'm reading? And I'm like, oh, they're all good, like really, really good. And so some of it could come out in the readings. Point is, a lot of people have a lot of things in common. That's why you see so much air here. That's why people's head and hearts are at war with each other. That's in between the physical realm and the spiritual realm. A lot of people are trying to, they hear things and they're like, okay, I can relate to that. I connect with that, right? And so this book that somebody recommended, I was like, whoa, this book is really, really powerful. As a matter of fact, I hadn't given too much thought about, as soon as I started reading the book, the author of the book was my opinion of the author of the book, that they were trying to be as fair as they possibly could. The person who was writing the book about a actual event that was big major news many, many years ago. And I thought that the author was trying their best to be fair. In talking about the characters of the book. But they were approaching it from a professional standpoint, like meaning that they were a subject matter expert in that particular field that I'm not. So, but by the time I finished reading it, I was like, oh wow, okay, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. Okay. But then the way that my mind thinks, then I'd have to go back and say, but let me go back and see what I can find out about the author, like to see what kind of caused the author to, even with their professional, they're being a subject matter expert in that area, you still want to be like, what shaped the author's view of everything, because they added some personal feelings about something in there. Y'all would have to know what case I'm talking about. So it was a pretty popular case where the whole country was divided, and I'll just put it that way. But anyway, so when I look at your cards here, some energies decided to to jump to conclusions, to be impulsive, to lower your to link up and just lower lower your worth, right? Really lower your worth, lower your value, lower your money significantly. Some of you all may have been put out of your homes. Some of you all, and I've talked to quite a few of you all, so I know people have gone through some things, but make an impulsive judgment, of you. So again, you're rising above judgment, but you're not a fool. Things flow through the air. You kind of if you go back and look at your journals, then you'll kind of be able to narrow some things down. These are the cards that came out here. It's time to expand your brand, whoever you are. Somebody misses you. It says they miss you. It's time to open your vault door. You have a lot of things to consider. Somebody's ex was involved in something. I don't know if there was ex love interest, ex family members, y'all know what ex is. Ex. Somebody who was excommunicated out of your universe. That's an ex. Excommunicated. You can put that wherever. Put it wherever. So anyway, so open your vault door. So it's time to open your vault and open your vault door. Vault door just symbolizes the next phase of your life. That's it. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't give yourselves a headache over something. Back straight and walk away. You're leaving some energies behind. I don't know if it's the people who miss you or ex. I mean, if it's an ex, who knows? Anyway, so angel of prophecy and wisdom is with you. The answers you seek are coming. Somebody has a very prideful spirit. I don't know who that is. Again, who knows? Somebody's still telling lies about you, but you don't care. I have no idea who that is. So heal people move differently. Listen to your inner voice, right? Somebody ex wants to return. Where did I see the, yeah, okay, I said that right there. I'm looking at toxic masculinity. We're not necessarily talking about men, okay? Toxic masculinity. I can share the traits with you. But you have the gift of precognition. This is foreknowledge about something. Somebody must have had some kind of an encounter with somebody who has a God complex that for you, it's like, okay. Is very unhealthy, very wounded. When you watch this video, the moon may still be in Scorpio and you're purging. And during your purging, somebody wanted to continue linking up with you, whether talking to you, linking up in a platonic way, or somebody's ex. So, but it was a very toxic energy that you just purge. It's like kind of one of those relationships that you look back on and just say, you know, like in hindsight, you wish you could have hit the rewind button on a tape recorder. You know, the old tape recorder with the red button. What is that? No, that's the record button. The rewind button, we go like back like that, and just say, I wish I could have just cut that out of your life. You know, that maybe you said with everything in moderation. So he apologizes for betraying you. I don't know who he is. You have to pray about it. You have the gift of premonition. This is forewarning. Sacral chakra cleanse. This is how you're going to flush all of that out. This is how you're purging. So document your dreams day and night. So other words, people had the wrong idea about you. Usually it comes from people who hold other people in high regard. Somebody didn't take the time to get to know you. I don't even know what that is. So continue being polite with everyone that you meet. You love what you see when you look in the mirror, whoever you are. Somebody is moving. Start packing your new dream home is loading. So hopefully that runs a down timeline and everything with you all, you know, so what was going on. If you can go backtrack it to the beginning of the year, like I said, when Mercury was retrograde. And I saw that because I saw Virgo's card there. Pluto right here. Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius on May 4th this year. I covered Mercury when it first went retrograde. It goes retrograde 3 times this year. And it's going retrograde in fire signs, so air and fire. So that means it puts kind of a like it inspires you to speak up and be more confident if it goes retrograde in a fire sign. This Pluto going retrograde in your sign, you already march to the beat of your own drum. But what it's doing, and I covered this one time before about the significance of Pluto being retrograde in your sign, is the reason why you're rising above judgment is because everybody thinks Aquarius is weird. I mean, and that's a compliment to you all because you march to the beat of your own drum. So please don't attack me on social media. Please, please, please. Because I'm not going to get offended anyway because I don't know you. So it's not going to hurt. It's not going to bother me. But the bottom line is I feel like you're rising above the judgment. And for you, only you know, whoever you are. So I'm not saying, you know, you can forgive people and still say, hey, let's hit a reset button. Let's just hit a reset button and then proceed with caution. Or if you decide no, then it's just no. All right. So letting go. So everything indeed is out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. So I don't know what you're letting go of. I have no idea. But maybe read a good book or something. Maybe read a good book. I know somebody gonna send me a text message. You know, I don't see the books on the table anymore. Can you recommend a good book? Any book is a good book. Any book is a good book. You decide what subject matter, what genre you want to read. I can tell you which books I'm reading right now, but then if you don't like them, then you can be like, I wasted my money. So, yeah. So a truth is staring right back at some other people. That's what's happening. Truth about themselves is staring right back at them. So I don't know what people could have impulsively thought about you. I have no idea what that is. Possibly around how you're thriving behind closed doors, when that is really subjective. I mean, people could have thought, okay, this person, I mean, I don't know what people were thinking. I have no idea. I mean, if you know what people are thinking behind closed doors, maybe that's another stream of income for you as a mind reader. But you're learning how to rise above judgment. Some energies were obsessed with bringing judgment down on you. So angelic company. 701. So you are being protected. Your angels see the struggle that you're undergoing presently, and they want you to feel their loving presence supporting you. That's what I'm saying. All these birds right here, these are ancestors. They're just basically letting you know wherever you are, we're right there with you. We're right there with you, right? And so call upon them to show themselves to you in signs and messages today. Like I said, you can see a whole lot of birds around. Just pull out your phone if you're somewhere where you can pay attention to your phone. Of course, not while you're driving, but where you can really sit there and sit back and pay attention to your phone and just type in whatever. If you know the name of a bird, or you can kind of sort of describe it like in Google. Usually they're really good at, with the AI feature, pulling up like different types of birds. So if you see a bird with a red mark on his face or something like that, or even if you go to the zoo and go to like the bird house or whatever, and a parrot like maybe kind of sort of really stands out above all the other birds, then type it in. What's the spiritual significance or symbolism of this bird, right? So ask them to show their love and believe it when you see it, right? Yeah. Sword wounds are extremely painful, obviously. But somebody delivered that last sword in your back, and I'm quite sure usually with the person that's delivering the last sword in their back, it hurts them just as much as it hurts you, because they know they were there for the other 9 swords, or at least most of them. They were there for the other 9 swords. So rest and rejuvenation. So somebody's sitting in the woods somewhere, recharging, hugging a tree. That could be you hugging a tree. You could be sitting down, just kind of doing some grounding and recharging and resetting, trying to get structured and organized. We see the number 4 here. Trying to get structured and organized. But I see you celebrating something. Right? Something is over. Something is over. So like I said, some of you all will say forgiveness. Let's hit a reset button, start from the beginning. But if it's going to cause you to overthink and be stressed out over something, then it's up to you. I mean, I can't tell people what to do. That's all I can tell you. Let's see. But certainly don't be that person that if you say yes, you making people pay for every little thing. Don't be that person, See, I should have never trusted you. Don't ever be that person. See, I let you back in and I trusted you. And okay, don't be the drama king or drama king. I mean, drama king or drama queen. If it's a no, just let it be a no. I'm good. You good. I'm good. We good. Right? I see you moving towards financial independence. All right. If you want a bonus video, let me know. I'll put it over on the Patreon side. But get yourselves some oil. We also have burning bowls. We also have sage. Also have gemstones and crystals, which if you've been watching my Libra videos, if you've been with me for quite some time, you know I do giveaways every birthday season. Don't forget, Aquarius, I do all kinds of giveaways during birthday season. We're currently, at the time of filming, we're in Libra season. So some Libras we've already shipped out some of their gifts already. So if you want to participate, hint, hint, not really a hint, go over there. You know, go over there, watch that video, because everybody has the 7th house, right? So some of those have already gone out. But yeah, so the gift of forewarning is very, very powerful. It's very powerful. Because it kind of forewarns you ahead of time. It kind of stops you, like even if you're friendly at first and then you'll catch something that's being said that goes up, you instantly make a connection. They must be connected to so and so. It almost, if you had not, you all are so innovative, Aquarius are innovative. You're doing things for your future before you even realize what you're doing for your future. Right? So I feel like now you're no longer going to be an overgiver, whatever that means for you. So, but yeah, if you forgive people and say, hey, let's let bygones be bygones, don't ever be that person that makes people pay for every little thing. Like you're sitting there over analyzing things, like you're Mr. or Miss Perfect. Like they can't make a mistake, they can't say anything, whatever. Just let them know right then and there, okay, I'm not cool with that. Y'all get the point? All right, so this part of this reading should have gone over on the Patreon side because it's gone way over too long. But yeah, some people are really just getting some rest and just really kind of like, wow. So I do see you celebrating something very, very soon. So congratulations to you, and I do see you moving towards financial independence. So congratulations, whatever that means, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.